it's Melissa from Melissa's Creations, and I have a sweet card for you guys today. This is using the Jar of Love stamp set along with one of the framelits from the Everyday Jars Framelits dies and the Stitched Shapes Framelits dies. Love these stitched shapes. Let's get started making this fun card. So the first thing that we're going to do is grab a piece of scratch paper to stamp our flowers before we bring in our big shot. I'm going to use a Stampin' Pierce mat, and this is just covered in a piece of our grid paper. I have rich raspberry ink here that I'm going to open up, and we're going to stamp those beautiful little flowers from the Jar of Love set. So I'm using this flower here along with this accent piece, and then the little stamen guys that go in the middle. And as you can see, this is a very well-loved set. I mean, we're talking, you know, eternal love here. So just gonna grab out a couple of these pieces. Now, just because the stamps are stained and colored does not mean they don't work anymore. In fact, they work amazing. They stamp really, really well, especially after being used so many times. So I have the solid flower. I'm going to do the stamp off technique. So we're going to ink that up in our rich raspberry, stamp it on scratch paper, and then we're going to stamp it down. The point of this is to get that light color behind what we will be stamping later, which is our accent piece on the top in full ink. So we'll do one more flower. Okay, and now I'm going to use that small floral accent piece right here. And we're going to stamp that in full ink right over the top of those flowers. All right, and then we're going to use those little stamen guys. And you can use black or gray ink if you'd like to do that for this part. I'm just going to use my rich raspberry just to stay in the color theme here. All right, we're going to put our ink to the side for now. We're going to bring in the big shot, do a little bit of cutting, and then we will continue assembling the card. All right, so I have my magnetic platform, one of our cutting plates, my image here on my cardstock. So I'm going to scooch this up to the end of the plate and put on my die. And I have another piece of Whisper white paper with the stitched circle die. I'm going to put a cutting plate on top, and we're just going to run that through. All right, so on our stitched circle, we're going to get back into Jar of Love and pull out this leaf image here. We're going to mount that up on one of our blocks. We will be using our Wild Wasabi Classic Stamping Pad for this part. And we're just going to ink up kind of the top of that stamp. And then we're going to stamp it down so that it kind of curves the circle a little bit. Just kind of hugs the top of that circle, like that. So I've mounted up the For You stamp from Jar of Love, and with rich raspberry, I'm going to stamp that onto my stitched circle. So we're going to stamp that right down here. All right, I'm going to set that aside for just a second. I'm going to bring in our card, and now using that same floral kind of greenery stamp, we're going to kind of position our piece where we want it to go. Now, my first card, I positioned the circle down in the lower left, but I think I'm going to position this one a little bit differently. Now, you may want to grab a scratch piece of paper or a sticky note, something like that, so that you can do the masking technique. Now, what we're going to do is we want the stems of this stamp to go behind this circle right here. So what I'm going to do is just kind of cover up that circle, and then I'm just going to start stamping randomly around that. We'll do one there, and we want it to be in full ink and in light ink. So without re-inking the stamp, I have my solid and then my second generation. And then I'm gonna do that again. So we're gonna get a little bit longer on the stem, this part, and we're gonna go up here. And then another one here. And then maybe one down this direction. And a longer one over here. And let's do another solid going up here. Okay, we're gonna take that off, kind of gauge where our circle's gonna go, right about there. So we'll do one more that reaches out this direction. All right, so our circle's gonna go right about here. So now we can start assembling our pieces. I'm gonna take this card one step further, and we're going to add a little bit of our gorgeous silver baker's twine. This is brand new in the Occasions catalog, available right now. I love this stuff. It's so pretty. So I'm going to take my sentiment. I'm going to put a little bit of snail on the back. And then I'm just going to loop a little bit of that baker's twine around. So we'll just do a couple of loops here. Now we're going to use some of our dimensionals to kind of help secure that in place and also pop up our sentiment. All right, let's pop it up right here. And now it's time to bring in our beautiful flowers. Now I'm going to pop these up. I'm going to pop two of them up on dimensionals and one with glue dots. So on the first one, I'm going to actually pop it up with two dimensionals because I want it to be raised above this. So I'm going to layer two dimensionals on top of another. And then we're going to kind of butt it up right in here. I don't want to cover up those beautiful loops, but there we go. So there's the popped up with two. Now we're going to pop up one. And let's put this guy over here. And then we're going to use a glue dot on the last one. So we'll pick up a glue dot on him. And we're going to pop that up right here. And of course, no card would be complete unless we blinged it up with a little bit of shiny stuff. So I'm just going to take these rhinestones. These are the old style. We do have a new style now that does not contain these strips here. And I'm just going to put a few around here and there just to kind of add a little bit of shiny, a little bit more sparkly. And I just love it. So pretty. And there we go, creators. There is our fun card today using the Jar of Love stamp set. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did making. I love this stamp set so much. There are just so many different possibilities. And this is just a really fun and pretty simple, pretty quick card that you can make. And even step it up a notch with adding a little bit of that beautiful baker's twine behind your sentiment. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give the video a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and then leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought of this card today. You can get all the supplies that you need to make this beautiful card over on my website at melissascreations.com. Just click on the Shop Now button and shop to your heart's content. Your support helps me continue doing what I love, which is bringing out videos for you to enjoy. You can also follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/mcreations and on Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest with the handle @mcreations. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.